Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say welcome to Oktane Minutes podcast, where we cover behind the scenes of music that I make, at least for now. We are doing a collection. The series right now is of my latest album, which I don't have a physical copy of because I'm both recording on IG and I am recording on here on the TikTok. But so for the people that are on TikTok, I just want to let you know, and the people on IG, I got still physical CDs for sale for Righteous Killers. I got a couple copies of that. I got a couple copies of Art Dealer 3. And I've got a couple of copies of Apex Dominant physical, and I'm looking for another physical manufacturer who makes CDs or any type of merch like that. So if anybody in these spaces got any idea where to get that, let me know, and we can further get that cracking. So and also, if you want to just get the downloads, I'm streaming everywhere for everything that I've made that has vocals on it. I took my instrumentals off, my instrumental albums off, but all my vocal stuff and my group stuff, my collab stuff, that's all available on Bandcamp, Oktane and Diabolical Hideaway, Bandcamp or /bandcamp.com. So you could go on Bandcamp and just type in Oktane, Oktane, and it'll be there. So on this edition of the Minutes, we are, as we continue on, we are on track 5. So we're at a little bit past the halfway point because there is 9 tracks to this album. Random Lost Case Studies 2, produced by Kilgrave once again. As you know, in the previous episodes, he had them in my email, and they sat there for like 3 or 4 years. I didn't even know them joints were there. And luckily I found them after just a session of trying to clean up my email, just trying to get the junk mail stuff up out of there. And luckily I found them, and I hit them up. I was like, yo, I'm about to do something with these. So I was going to put them on another album. But then I said, I had the data corruption issue. And I'm still sifting through those nameless, faceless files to see what is what. Pain in the neck, head and chest. Life goes on. So I decided to make this album, and this is a new way to present that. So Random Lost Case Studies 2, Kilgrave produced it. The song, as far as the beat goes, is piano laced. It has a dark, dreary, melancholy feel, slow, and then it builds up into an overture with violins and drums. So that's the best way to describe the beat. And I should have the beat playing a little bit in the background. But the aim and the subject matter to the Lost Case Studies 2, it opens up with a high-speed chase, because the beat also sounds like something that would depict the high-speed chase in slow-mo and all the little bits and actions that happen, and the result of something catastrophic from a high-speed chase that builds up to other things. So it starts with the hard speed chase, someone under the influence, and then he says he gets his ass beat. Now he acts surprised when he gets stopped by the police, which causes an explosion of emotion, as if it was the Rodney King beating, where the officers in question were not found guilty, even though they were caught on camera exhibiting a level of police brutality. But it was almost like a thing to where it was like, see, we been told you, my community been told the rest of the world, yo, it's really like that out here. People really treat us like that sometimes. And when, I guess, society said, it's okay, they were like, what? And it was kind of like the boiling point, because this wasn't just an isolated incident. Nothing really is when you have a situation of riots and commotion that goes on like that. It ain't just an isolated incident to where you see just one issue. These are systemic issues that I write about in this song, in this case file study. People are going to go back and forth, and people are going to go to war, because it's like I can only withstand so much pressure before the pipes bust. But at the beginning of it, remember, we all have choices. I always talk about choices in this series, that you cannot run your life and govern yourself off the intrusive thoughts. Because when intrusive thoughts win, intrusive thoughts really win. And a lot of times those things are domino effects, because with one intrusive thought creates chaos for others who feel that they should be in a peaceful position. If I have some lines I want to quote from the album, I will specifically point out some things, but we can get to that. But yeah, just going into that, yeah, I mean, you sometimes just one bad choice creates bad choices for others, because remember, things build up and then things turn into the mob mentality, and that's where we really see things get interesting in the world. Yeah, so like the opening lines to the song, I guess I'll go 9 bars of the first verse, and I'll just break things down. So it starts with the high-speed chase. So it says, high-speed chase, maybe on something lace. Crash still alive, on the scene they arrive. Right? They check to see if he's dead, but he's not. Worst ass whooping, and he acts surprised. Seen in the eyes, captured, televised. That's the 90s. Causing LA riot, or something alluding to that, but that is the world that we got, so, worse ass whooping and he acts surprised, right? Seen in the eyes, captured, televised. Part of the tipping point, they ain't even try. Come with the disrespect, you will surely die. We are not the ancestors, game done change. They been stopped playing, competitive bitch made. They don't even know how to play chess. Like I said, serious high stake. Possibly the primer. Voting for snakes. Not as choppy, but so, the primer is always, you put your trust in somebody and they let you down. That's why we have the world that we have. And, you have a lot of cats in the conscious community that say, sit home, man, when it's voting time. We got to let these people know the power of our voting capacity. Our dollars make these people who they are. And if we give our vote away or give our dollar away and they surely give us nothing, they insure us nothing, then we need to let them know that there needs to be something had for what our support warrants. Our support warrants you taking care of us. We voted for certain things that you said you represented. You can't say you represented something, because that's usually the start, right? And then, I have the other line that says, they even sell us sneakers. Others all inclusive. So now you want to act all inclusive the first time you lost. That speaks to somebody, right? Speaks to the Donald Trump organization. At one point he wasn't really about us. Not like the liberal side was about us. But he definitely pops up at SneakerCon, and you have Fox News saying, well, the African American community really like sneakers. That's not what we about, man. Like, we people just like everybody else's people. Sneaker culture is part of hip hop culture, part of the youth cultures, part of American culture, you know, because we are a consumer culture, right? It's not because it gives us any mystical powers, sneakers or whatever, you know, it's just another oil salesman just trying to be all inclusive. And that's what the song is giving, right? It's giving us an all inclusive illusion. But that illusion is just the fire to the pot that starts the bubbles of the thing that's really simmering. And by the time you realize that those bubbles it's a rolling boil, and there's steam coming off the water, and no one's still paying attention. You know that there's steam, right? Then you include elements of oil or whatever. Then your kitchen's on fire before you know it, because you didn't know how to cook for real anyway. You know? So, I mean, where does it go? Where does it end? And this song's a one verse song, you know, but there's a lot to take in, because it's a bunch of random occurrences that ping off of each other, feed off of each other, then becomes chaos. No one is unique to nothing, no situation, right? No one is immune to a situation. We can all fall victim to a mob mentality just off of the spark of one tryst with chaos, per se. And that's the dangerous thing about humanity, right? Like, I was just watching a thing with Joe Rogan, and he says humans had the capacities to be molded into any type of weird culture. You know, you think the Spartans were hardcore, or the Zulus were hardcore, and they were warlike. Here's the news flash: we are all capable of being chaotic and warlike, if need be. You know, if a couple years from now the electrical grid gets knocked out, those ancient ways are going to come back. Remember, memories are never lost. They stay in your DNA. A lot of us come from warrior DNA. All of us come from DNA. We all come from Neanderthal DNA, and we had to kill for our food at one point. So that's food for thought. Don't kill for it. I just gave that to you. Those are the jewels of the truth. So, as I want to say, before I end this podcast and give you the song, we'll send a shout out to my Saba Son family. As always, I'm going to say like, share, and subscribe to this, because without the contributions of you, how do I go appreciate it? I need you to appreciate me, because I appreciate you back. So shout out to the Saba Son. Shout out to all those in the future who will listen to this as of my recording. Shout out to Kilgrave for lacing a brother with this beat. He's out of England. And for those on the video world, or those on this podcast space, go to my Bandcamp, man. That's how you really support me, man. Go to the streaming sites and run my music once or twice, you know. Go to Bandcamp. That's how I really make some paper. And I'm gonna try my best to get other merch, hats and shirts and what have you. But support the music, definitely. You know, if you like it, download it. You know. I got CDs for sale, and as I said in the beginning of the podcast, roughly almost 15 minutes ago, prior, that I am looking for a new CD manufacturer so I can deliver hard copies to whoever wants them in limited numbers. But without further ado, here is Lost Case File Studies 2. Enjoy. Thank you for listening. High-speed chase, maybe on something lace. Crash still alive on the scene when they arrive. Worst ass whipping and he acts surprised. Seen in the eyes, captured and televised. Part of the tipping point, ain't even gon' try. Come and disrespect, yes, you will surely die. Not the ancestors, the game done changed, but they been stopped playing competitive bitch made. Don't know how to play chess, like I said. Serious high stakes, possibly the primer of voting for stakes. They even selling sneakers. Others all inclusive, you stuck on stupid. Celebrity-led movements, what's the science? And how do you do it? How do you see it? Go and find the meaning, being called the being. Endless things we manifest, go see what's set. No one cares and there's no regrets. Kilgrave made it.